Welcome students, myself Mehboob Pasha, and today in this class we will continue with the numericals of motion chapter. Look at the third question students, look at the third question. Abdul, while driving to school, computes the average speed of his trip to be 20 km per hour. On his return trip along the same route, there is a less traffic and the average speed is 30 km per hour. What is the average speed of Abdul's trip while driving to school? Okay, so while driving to school, the average speed of Abdul's trip is what? 20 km per hour. While driving to school, the average speed of Abdul's trip is 20 km per hour. So while returning, okay, so while returning, he will travel on the same route. While returning, he will come by the same route. So here, while coming, there was less traffic. While coming, there was less traffic. Okay, so at that time his speed will be increased. So while driving to school, his speed was 20 km per hour, and while returning from school, the traffic was less. Okay, so at that time his speed is what? 30 km per hour. So now what we need to find here? We need to find the average speed of Abdul's trip. Okay, so we need to find the average speed of Abdul's trip. So look at your students. So first one, while driving to school. So here students, they have not given the distance. They are not given the distance and they are not given the time. Only what they have given the speeds. Okay. So here let us take distance traveled. So let us take distance traveled. Distance traveled is equals to D. Next, time taken. Time taken is common. Time taken is how much? T1. Okay. So let D be the distance traveled while driving to school. T1 be the time taken. Next, speed. Speed is how much? They are given now 20 km per hour. Speed is how much? 20 km per hour. Now, so we have formula now students. Speed is equals to distance by time. Distance by time. So here they have given speed now how much? 20. And what is the distance traveled? D. We have taken distance traveled as D. And what is the time? T1. So T1 is the time taken by Abdul while driving to school. Next, bring T1 here. T1 is equals to D by 20. Okay, so T1 is equals to D by 20. So T1 is equals to D by 20. Now students, we'll see while returning from school. Okay, so while returning from school. So here distance traveled. So here dear students, while driving to school and while coming from school, he will come by same route now. He will come by same route. It means what? He will cover the same distance while going and while coming. Okay. So here also distance traveled will be taken as D. So while going and while coming from school, he will take the same distance. Okay, he will cover the same distance. Now, time taken. Time taken. So students, here time taken is not same. Why? Because while going there is a traffic and his speed is what? 20 km per hour. And while coming the traffic was less and his speed is increased, that is 30 km per hour. So the time taken by him while going to school and time taken by him while returning from school is different now. So here we will take time taken, in this case is T2. Now speed. How much speed? 30 km per hour. Speed is what? 30 km per hour. Now formula, speed is equals to distance by time. Okay, speed is equals to what? Distance by time. So what we have given? Speed 30. And what's the distance here? We have taken distance as d and time taken is t2. So bring this t2 here, d by 30. Okay, so t2 will be what? D by 30. Now students, we shall calculate the average speed. Average speed is equals to, what is average speed formula? Distance shared by total time taken. Total distance by total time taken. Okay, so average speed formula is total distance traveled by total time taken. So now average speed is up. Look at here. Total distance is how much, students? While going to school, he will cover the distance d, and while returning from school, he will cover the distance d. Okay, so here total distance will be d plus d. Next, total time. While going to school, time is how much? T1, and while returning from school, time is T2. So here T1 plus T2. That is, this will be 2D. D plus D will be, okay, D plus D will be 2D. And T1 is how much? D by 20. And T2 will be D by 30. Okay, so now come here. So this one. See, LCM of this will be what? 60. LCM of this will be 60. And if you want to make 60, you need to multiply 3 here and here also. And if you want to make this 60, you need to multiply 2 here and here also. LCM, that is. Okay. So we have taken the LCM of these two. So now 3D plus 2D. So this will be what? 2D by 3D plus 2D, 5D by 60. 5D by 60. So now, dear students, we need to reciprocal it. So 2D divided by 1 is equals to 60 into 5D. So D gets cancelled. 5 ones are 5. 1 remain. 5 twos are 10. Okay, so now 12 is there, no? 12 twos are 24. 12 twos are 24. So what is here average speed, students? The average speed of Abdul's trip is how much? 24 km per hour. Okay, so here what is the average speed of Abdul? Average speed of Abdul, that is while returning school and while driving to school. Okay, so combine the average speed of Abdul's trip is how much? 24 km per hour. Now students, look at the problem. That is, a motorboat starting from rest on a lake accelerates in a straight line at a constant speed of 3 meter per second square for 8 seconds. Okay, so here the motorboat will accelerate for 8 seconds. Next, how far does the boat travel during this time? So here, students, there is a motorboat on a lake. So the motorboat is at a rest. The motorboat is at a rest. Next, what happens? It starts accelerating. It starts accelerating with an acceleration of 3 meter per second square. They have given, look at this, they are not, that is not the speed. Look at the unit, that is 3 meter per second square. It is an acceleration. So here the motorboat is at a rest and it starts accelerating with an acceleration of 3 meter per second square for 8 seconds. It accelerates for 8 seconds. Okay, so now what we need to find in those 8 seconds? Okay, so in these 8 seconds, how far does the boat travels in a lake? Now students, what they have given? So let us take first the things that they have given. So here they have told that the motorboat. So here they have told that the motorboat is at a rest. It means that, so here initial velocity u is what? 0, and acceleration they have given 3 meter per second square. Okay, and they have given time, that is 8 seconds. They have given time, that is 8 seconds. And what they have asked? They have asked the distance, or what they have asked? They have asked how far does the boat travels in 8 seconds. Means here we need to calculate distance. So S represents distance. Here you need to calculate S. Students, here look at here. You have U, A, T is there, and you need to calculate S. So which formula holds good? Okay, so to find the distance traveled by the boat, so which formula you will use? You are having three equations of motion now. So to get S, what you can use? Which formula you can use? Look at here. Just think. U is given. U is given means they are not given directly as U is equals to 0. We need to understand why, because the motor boat is at a rest. U is there, A is there, T is there, and we want S. So which formula we can use? So look at here. S is equals to ut plus half AT square. We can use this formula. Why? Because in other formulas V is there. In other formula V is there, but here they have not given V. So now look at here. U is what? 0. T is 8. Okay, so time taken is 8, half, and acceleration is what? 3. Acceleration is 3 meter. Next time, 8 square. 0 into 8 is 0 plus half into 3, and 8 square will be 64. So here 2 ones are 2 3s are 6, 2 2s are 4. Okay, so 2 3s are 6, 2 2s are 4. So now 32 into 3 is what? 96. 32 into 3 is what? 32 into 3 is what? 96. Okay, so here, how far does the boat has traveled in for 8 seconds? The boat has traveled a distance of 96 meter with an acceleration of 3 meter per second square. Okay, so here the boat has traveled a distance of how much? The boat has traveled a distance of 96 meter in 8 seconds.